you doing? By the way, I saw Lancer Lynx out on Twitter. He was unfortunately pulled the Yuji from Fruits of Grisaya, I believe. So that's that's not good. But hey, at least you got an SP. So just
SP is better than no SP.
what?
SP is always better than no SP.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's what I was sitting there, and I'm like, if you only had one box and you pulled a UG, it could be worse, I guess. You could have gotten nothing. So, congratulations on the UG, whether you like that or not. Hello, Zach. How you doing? How you doing? So, how was
Hey, Zach.
your how was your? Oh, I should start out with this Memorial Day. I was going to ask you how your Memorial Day, but again, in remembrance of Memorial Day, again, thanks for everybody who made the sacrifice, families, and all of that for us through military families. So it was one of those ones where I was in the concert band. I did a video on this not years ago, but I was in the concert band, and we would have to play in the cemetery on Memorial Day in high school. So it was always a great experience to see all those people out there. I suck at the trumpet now, obviously, since I haven't practiced in a while, but it was a good time seeing everybody coming out there and supporting each other. But anyway, how was your weekends? Listen,
I actually had a pretty decent weekend overall.
yeah,
Um, Everybody was busy. This weekend is usually our weekend off from our sanctioned Weiss events at our certain stores and everything. So everybody was busy. Ben went out of town to see his family, and so I just got in the car and drove north to a store up in northwest Indiana and played Hololive there. And
nice.
then
Oh, and you
yesterday,
won. That's right. You won with your iris.
yep,
So
that Iris mat has brought me lots of good fortune.
yeah, if you haven't seen it, Audrey's deck is out there on Facebook as taking first place. So congrats on that one.
And then yesterday worked and trimmed hedges at my mother's house, and today worked.
Dang. Okay.
So at least today was double time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
That's 8 hours of double time, so that'll be pretty nice.
no, that'd be nice. And I missed out on quite the lengthy discussion on Discord between
Yep.
you and Blake there. So it was hopefully we can hit that later on. Hello, Jose. How you doing? But
Yeah,
yeah,
we kind of went at it a little bit. I mean, not like
no,
went at
no, it
it as
was
in
a friendly
fought, but
discussion.
yes, very friendly discussion.
It was too much for me. I will tell you, there was like paragraphs of stuff, but it looked like a healthy discussion that was ongoing there. Lancer Lake, she had a mid weekend. It's a little sad.
For those of you who were around in Big B's original days when he had under 100 subscribers, and I would leave an entire college
You can
doctrinal
still see it.
statement
Yeah,
on the comment section, it was me and another person doing that the entire time.
yeah, yeah. If you yeah, go back to the old videos and you'll see Audrey with like gigantic comments that it would take me like an hour to write back to. But those were the days. That's how it was on the Discord this time around. It's for an interesting conversation. Hopefully we can hit that today. If not, it'll be for something in the future. You say, "Booyah, what's up?" So yeah, it was an interesting conversation about slabs and SRs, and is there anything else to that? Anime?
Yeah, we got into anime
Eh,
fandom a bit because that factored into slabs and SRs.
yeah, yeah, it was good stuff.
Ugh. So
Oh, geez, you were
we were factoring in everything at that point.
yeah. There was a lot of stuff. So I'm actually gonna do a fun. So what's gonna happen with the TCG player giveaway, quarterly giveaway for this month? So again, I might as well just throw this out here. I haven't talked about it in a bit. But again, if you go to TCG Player and use my link, I get a portion of that money, which I use for giveaways. So if you go ahead and use that this month, what I'm going to be doing is figuring out what are your waifus for all the different sets of Weiss Schwarz that have come out for English. So it's going to be a long ass survey, but I think it's going to be one of the more fun ones, right, that I've done in a while. Because not everybody's grail is the same, and that's what I wanted to touch on. After I read what Blake and what Audrey was writing to each other, I'm just like, that's what kept coming up in my head. Like everybody's version of a Grail is not the same, and to say that Weiss Schwarz has like 5 common Grails, I think would be wrong. And that was something that came up from what I was reading uh, from your discussion. So we'll
That'll be
find
the
out.
shortest. It's going to be the shortest survey for me to answer because I'm going to leave all the sets blank, but Quince and Hololive, and I'm going to put Nino and Iris.
That's
I'm
it.
going to be yeah, that's going to be an easy survey to fill,
Okay.
unless you're going back 10 years ago.
Okay. All right. That's how we can do
If you're
it.
going back further than that, then I have to write Hanukkah. But that
There,
yeah, that's
there
going to be
is
easy.
too many, but that's my point. I think people try to box it into Grails, and you could probably guess the ones I'm thinking of right now. Like if I
Yeah,
say there's commonplace Grails that people will say, name one.
Asuna, Rem, Mai,
Of which all 3 of them, I would
Vegeta.
rather have somebody else from that IP. That's why I'm like, you can't really apply that to everybody. So yeah, Iris is a lot of fun. But there we go. We have it. So, oh wait, it's English only. Yeah, it's only English because literally gonna write every set down. As in,
Oh,
every question will be a different set.
oops, I forgot another one. I have to put. I have to. I'll have Ruby.
Ruby.
Ruby Kurosawa.
Oh, I thought you meant Ruby as in Ruby. Ruby.
No,
Ruby
no,
from
no,
RWBY. Ruby.
no, no.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. And the whole point of that really is to say, like, there are other options for girls or dudes. Maybe you like the dudes from a set, right? Like Tokyo Revengers. Maybe you like the dudes, but not everybody wants the same sign card. And that plays into what Audrey and Blake were talking about. If you could figure out what I mean, Audrey, for me saying this. So,
I knew
okay.
that. I knew right away. As soon as you posted what you were talking about putting that titling that video, I was like, yeah, I know what he's going.
Yep. So, but what we have here, what did you think of Avatar? This SEC is gonna be. It reminds me of a Dragon Ball Super card right
It
there.
really does. That even I'm having to say, wow, I'm impressed by that
SEC.
by
Yep.
that one. Yeah,
Yep.
SEC.
It's
Okay,
gonna
I'm
be
trying to
pretty
figure out
amazing.
that is a hella pretty card.
Yeah. I wonder what parts are actually foiled. Like, I mean, I'm not blind, right? Like, I could see we got these symbols here. We got the gold trim as normal. I'm like, what of because again, like Dragon Ball Super, this thing would be like straight up all foiled. So, but no matter what, I would imagine this is gonna look super cool. Right? Like
Yep.
the favorite one that I've seen so far out of all this. I mean, here's the other SEC, but maybe this is too many colors, and you want to go with Zuko here.
Nah, the too many colors help it look a
Oh
lot
yeah,
better.
no, this is gonna be solid. This is gonna be real solid. I'm excited to see this one come out there.
What do you think? Just a shot in the dark guess, like sports broadcasters or sports commentators do. What do you think it's going to be on the price?
Uh, Probably 500. I'm going 500, 400, 500.
I was thinking 8.
8?
Yep.
Yikes. I'm going with the fact that how many of this is going to be coming? Is it one per case? I'm thinking SEC, hopefully one per case, but they could always do the data live thing and make it one per master case, which would then I could see it. It depends on the case dropping. If it's one per case, an SEC per case, then I'm going 400, 500. If it's one per master case, and since there's 2 of them, I'm gonna go 7 to 8. Then really just dependent on that because it seems like a bunch of places have sold out of their avatar. Not all of them, but there's a decent amount that have been sold out. Oh, 640. Yeah, some interesting playability. I see that down there as well. Yeah, the foil is gonna be amazing. What did you think of these cards? Because remember last week when we were talking about Avatar, I know some people in the chat, even yourself, didn't think the cards were all that great. Did any of these reveals do anything for you this time around?
Nothing I saw. To me, I hate to do this, but I'm going to compare it to the collector's edition sets like Bang Dream and Love Live, and that they put them out not for players. They have card text on them as if they are, but they're really not. Now,
So-
maybe somebody more creative than me will put something together and find something. That's always a possibility.
Right, but nothing stands
Um,
out to you as in like this is gonna be mind blowing,
yeah,
completely broken.
nothing I saw makes me worried about the set, having to play against it.
Yeah, I think it's something like someone will figure out something, but again, like nothing stands out to you at this moment that's gonna
Right,
totally destroy what you're thinking with Overlord and what already came out with Sword Art Online and stuff like that.
right. No. And it's really it's it's kind of sad to see the English exclusive sets going back to being English exclusive sets, and I'm putting that in air quote. Notoriously boring design and meh.
Yeah, no, I mean that's I'm okay with what you saying that. Feel free. There is a question of how many is this going to be two SECs? We don't know. You know why we don't know? Because Weiss Schwarz literally only put 5 SPs, 8 avatar rares, and more. So they didn't actually give us all the numbers, right? Like looking at here, we don't know. There could be more. There might not be more SECs. There's just I mean, obviously there should be triple rares, but SRs, we don't know. We don't know at this point. So welcome Blake. We were talking about your thing before. So yeah, there it is. There's Avatar. Any other thoughts on Avatar? I just wanted to show these reveals real quick. So there we are. That's it. It's pretty. I mean that one definitely looks really pretty.
I'm
Uh
glad. I'm glad that they did the really pretty though to make a really good premium chase card.
oh yeah. No, I
I
mean
mean, I'm gonna say this non-biased, because I'm not into Disney, I'm not into Avatar. I think that looks 1,000 times better than Steamboat Willie.
yeah, no, I'm with you there.
So, and I think it looks better than like the Kurumi secret. So I think it gives the market something really awesome looking to chase.
Yeah, and I think the hard spot is again, this one has no signatures. And I know we've always talked about it that you don't need signatures, but for this one, there are no signatures in the set at
Yeah,
all. Like completely no signatures. So
nothing.
at least you got this one out of all of them. But I think it's still going to be on the lower end of it, especially if the playability is not all that great. Again, I don't know anything about playability, so that's why I look to the rest of you to tell me that. Oh yeah, well they're pumping different rarities. They're trying to find out different rarities. I don't know if I guess I'm okay with the sets naming a rarity after the actual set, like Avatar rares, Titan rares, things like that. But it'd be nice. Again, I really want to see SPs. I know they stand for special rares. I I want them to change it from SPs to something else because most people associate SP with signature. That's
Yep,
where you see a lot of confusion, right?
yep.
That it just change if it's not going to have a sign card in it, then don't call it an SP. Call it something else. Uh,
STA for stamped.
oh, STA. Oh,
Yeah,
dang.
STA.
Yeah, that's sad. It's sad. But it's true. It'd help out because you get all those questions where, right? You look at the set and people see right here SP cards with unique hot stamps. Time and time again, people go, "Are they signed or unsigned?" They don't know what that really means. So that's why it's like, you know what? Just get rid of the SP if it's not going to be signed. Be a lot easier for the rest of us out here. But that's it. From playability standpoint, it is awful. Well, that's not going to be good, especially with how many people are buying it. Because remember, if you remember correctly, this set not only has a booster box, it not only has a trial deck, but it also has a supply set. So even then, you may find yourself with more. I was gonna say signature SPs, but SECs, more non-signature SPs because of the supply set. And I'm pretty sure with Attack on Titan supply set, people did pull the SEC. I thought that was a thing, but you tell me if I'm wrong on that one.
I know I mean, I haven't bought a supply set in ages, but I know back in the day when they did the Meister sets, I've hit SPs out of those.
Yep. No, you definitely can hit a SP inside of a
Wow.
supply set, but I'm pretty sure there was a SEC inside of this thing. So
Actually,
what's
to be honest, going just random thought that occurred to me, I think the Meister sets were actually loaded because can't remember a single one where I didn't hit at least an SR.
Oh yeah, you do, because I've opened a few of them now. So at this point, you do at least hit an SR. You hit
Right,
something
so
shiny,
they're loaded more than 6 regular booster packs.
which is pretty sweet actually.
Mm.
So inside of a supply set, since someone asked, there's a deck case. You have a sleeve and 5 booster packs, which I always said, beats that surprise set from Data Bullet because the booster packs. Booster packs are everything. You need to have those in there. It's normally. I looked earlier today thinking about this. I found what is it? 7 Deadly Sins for $25. A supply set of 7 Deadly Sins. So you can normally get them for $35 to $40.
Yep.
Is what you're looking at. But with the booster packs, it's nice. Ruby, though, Ruby is $56. And, oh, Batman Ninja. Imagine this, $75. I know it
One of
doesn't
my
sell too often, but I mean, $60 is the last sale on March 1st. So, hey, there's not too many of them left on TCG
last
Player.
weekend, one of my local players found a Ruby play set, or not, I'm sorry, supply set at our local LGS. I think she spent 45.
45.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not bad. It was the promo card that made it. Oh, do they have a promo card in this thing? I don't think
It
they
didn't look
do.
like it.
That's what made the Ruby one really nice. Is they didn't put no promo card in it. Wait, no, wait. One special PR pack.
Oh, it's a pack. So maybe they're filling it
Ooh.
up so people can't search them this time.
How come they didn't put them? They didn't put a little thingy in here. You should put a little graphic here. That's pretty good to do. So if you buy the supply set, special PR pack.
Hey, Bushiroad was able to make a supply set that people would actually want. We'll leave them alone. They're not going to get it all right. So at least they messed up on the graphic instead of the product.
Well, this is normally the one that the local stores, the tournament stores give out. So if you don't have a tournament store and you really want it, then this is how you can get it. Yeah, with the Ruby one, just as a
I'm sure whatever that is going to be exclusive to the supply set.
well, the Ruby one was the one that it mirrored. It mirrored the promo cards. What?
It mirrored the box toppers as foils, didn't it?
It did. It did. You could see that. So the cool part about the Ruby, again, if you don't know about it, was you were able to shake the supply set, and you could see they each had a unique color: red, blue, black, or yellow. So you could actually see the edge of it to know what promo card was inside of it. But with this one, I'm assuming PR pack. Hopefully, they're able to at least conceal the PR pack. Well, I don't know if hopefully is a good thing. I guess if there's something that's really strong.
If they put it in the shiny silver package, I think
that's all they need to do.
And it would look good if the person is trying to shake it. It's like, ooh, it looks premium.
Yeah, so this is there's actually at least a somewhat of a reason to buy this if you really wanted it. I really wish they'd give more information about this though. What that pack is.
As of the time they posted that, they probably had no idea.
Okay. Well, because it's like if it's just the one that you get from the local game store, then because Attack on Titan had it as well. It was the box toppers. That SEC best I've seen so far. Yes, it's definitely good. I just want to go back here real quick. I didn't plan on doing this, but where's the supply set? Attack on Titan.
If it loads, you're there.
Yeah, it's been really slow. The Weiss Schwarz English website's really slow lately. As of tonight, anyways. Everything else is fine. These took up like 3 minutes to load up, but well, all right. Well, anyways, I'm skipping it. So that is supply set. So it's an interesting thought. Yeah, it's just really, really, really slow. Oh yeah, this is the giveaway. So the supply set for Attack on Titan was the local tournament store PR pack because there was 4 cards, 3 normal, 1 foil, and that's what was in there. Yeah, they actually showed like this down here, but on the maybe they don't know yet. Maybe they'll actually update this. Well, it's freaking 616. You don't know anytime soon. Yeah, anyways, they're still doing reveals, right? We got Tressa's collectibles today. If you didn't see that, go out there and check it out. I'm gonna move on because we've been going on this for a little bit. Spy Family, how about this? Anybody like Spy Family? You enjoy this?
I need to go hunt down the punch card.
That one looks awesome. I'm totally down for this one.
When that got previewed, I peeked into the living room. Was like, I need to go buy this card.
I think a bunch of people were excited for it. I was gonna say everyone, but you know, not everybody's gonna enjoy that. I do enjoy this. And then you like that Yor? Which one do you like better?
It's not as funny as Anya doing it.
Yeah, I'm. You're right. You're right. I do like. They really do a nice job on these. They put a little frame on it.
I do really like the bar CX.
Oh, over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there any more than? Oh yeah, there was more. There's that one. Yep, the bar one looks cool. I know people are talking about this 3-5 being able to pull like. Was this one the one that you could pull like 3 cards? I feel like this is the one.
Honest, I didn't read the card.
Oh, you didn't read it? Okay.
No, I was working, so I saw it on my phone and just kind of skimmed real quick.
Okay. Yeah, it was a cost 5. It feels like you could pull 3 cards or something.
Cost 5 events are usually pretty wild.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. So I know someone was saying like the main thing is how can you about pulling the card, some of the cards. Anyways, this is okay. So some of these, I feel like this is gonna go the way of Kaguya, where there's gonna be some more collectible than not. Just looking at the art. So in Kaguya range right from like $30 to $180 is what it was looking like. So I would imagine some of these are gonna do the same thing. So Spy Family looks good. Any thoughts on these before I page through?
I haven't read the text on the card yet, but with Thor being a 1/0 with a climax combo, if that's on a door or a standby, that's possibly going to be the most expensive one.
Dang, okay.
Because at that point you have it has collectability because it's your being a chibi and being mad, and then on playability, there's a likely shot it's the top level 1 climax.
Right.
But that's me just saying that, not reading the text.
And Lloyd's just Lloyd. Lloyd's just Lloyd. Lloyd is just out there. Okay. Here we are. Going back here. I know I'm going through really quick because I know Audrey has something to talk about. So, what do we got here? We got some Chainsaw Man.
I'm not on a schedule tonight. You're fine.
Huh?
I'm not on a schedule tonight.
I am. I want to go to sleep eventually. But no.
Big B, sleep is for the weak.
What? I have to get I have to wake up. I got to get into a routine here. These last 3 days have been not very routine-y. So, anyways, here we got Chainsaw Man. What do you think? Just okay.
Another one I slacked off and haven't read the previews for.
Audrey, depend on you. Now I'm only showing these in terms of the look of the cards. Everybody else can tell me.
I don't know if the Denji SSP or secret was a new reveal, but that card looked pretty awesome for that franchise.
Right here, show you. Here we go.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, I don't know if we went over. I don't remember if we had went over that, but that card looks.
I did on a video, but
I see you being big on that card.
Yeah, no, this thing's gonna be pretty awesome. I really enjoy that card. And Pochta, that little tongue sticking out there. Now this is the talk I had that these aren't so bad. We might have talked about it because you have SPs, but they're SPs, and that Makima. Over here.
Makima's so boring compared to Denji.
Yeah, and the rarities, where we go. Chainsaw Man, so this is like your SEC. The Chainsaw Man and Makima are like your SEC or SSP. We don't know because I don't know what that equates to.
That's the that's not a lot of that is that's not a lot of SRs for a booster pack.
No, they went really normal with this. It's 48.
Yeah, but well, I'm looking at 7 SRs.
No, no, it's 23.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
All right.
it's the
All right.
translation-y thing
I was
happening
like, oh
here.
my gosh, you buy a case, you're gonna have two of every SR.
So two SECs or SPs, SSPs, whatever that is. 8 SPs, 8 overframe rares, 7 triple
Okay.
rares, and 23 types of SRs.
All right. That sounds a lot more. That sounds a lot more sane.
Yeah, but this is a normal looking set, which is really nice. I always hate the 100 plus parallels. It's not very good. Not very good at all collecting wise. It's terrible, actually.
Blake, CSM was announced actually in English before it was announced in Japanese, I think, if I remember correctly. LA Expo last year or Anime Expo last year announced it, and then Japan announced it at their in the stream in their announcement stream after that.
There you go. Coming soon. Chainsaw Man, Azure Lane, Spy, Family, Guilty Gear, Lycoris Recoil. No dates as of yet.
Nope.
So those are all your sets coming. That's the hard part about the whole English and Japanese schedule. Since you have to check 2 different sites and we get sporadic. I know it comes quarterly, but we get those English announcements and Japanese announcements. By the way, Japanese announcement is in June. I think it's a Monday
Yep.
night, so this kind of works out. So
Yeah.
we'll push that back a little bit. So I will not sleep during that night. Hopefully it won't go to 5 in the morning again, thank God.
While I'm thinking about it, if you guys are interested, on Global, there's a pinned post where they keep up to date with all the release schedule for English and Japanese Weiss.
Mr. Connor. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Connor does a good job of that.
He does. It's a really nice
Actually,
schedule. I think
I
it's
was watching. I want to give him props for his commentary on Bro. Him and Shizukats did a great job.
yes, they did. So yeah, and congratulations again. I know we said that last week, but he made an appearance right on Spring Fest. Spring Fest. I was gonna talk about New Jersey, but there's no New Jersey here, so yeah, no.
Sadly, New Jersey. Sadly, so far with New Jersey, it's just been the only thing I've heard out of it is cheating scandals.
You mean that bent card thing, or is
Well,
there
there was
more?
another. I'm not going to go into details
Oh
because of what I
no!
posted about it, but there was another one
Oh
too.
no! All I saw was Carmen writing that some of his friends guys uh, got third place, which is really cool. So that was nice out there on Twitter. But yeah, I didn't hear much about that. I just saw the bent card thing. I didn't know there was a cheating scandal thing now too.
That's what I'm referring to. The bank card, and there was something else.
Yeah, well, the bent card was Europe, somewhere in Europe, right? So
Oh,
I didn't know
Europe?
there was a New Jersey one. Oh no.
Okay. Okay. No, there was one in New Jersey, but I don't know enough about the details to really feel
Yeah, we don't want to
comfortable.
step in it. Is what you're saying. We're gonna step in it later when we talk about double rares and stuff. Okay, so that's a little
I know
sad.
one side of the story, I don't know the other, so I'm just going
Right.
to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, that's a better way to go. You don't know all of it, then I wouldn't go for it. So, Licorice Recoil, how about this Chisato? I know you haven't watched it, and
I mean, I'm always down for anime girls doing a panty check. I mean, that's quintessential good anime right there.
I laugh because the AMV that I made, I think I'm putting it out on Friday night. I'm landing on my AMV. It includes this in the AMV. So I was more than thrilled that they actually used this scene. The panty check. Yes, the panty check. And then here's our other parallel there, the OFR. We've seen this already. That's always a good card.
This set actually looks really good too. So
Yeah, that's what I heard so far.
the people that I know who have pre-bought it are very, very excited that they pre-bought it. Told me I'm going to yell at them, and I'm going to yell at them during events, and are very happy to see it coming to English, so they have something they like that they can play.
Yeah, she's so amazing. I love this show. I can't wait. But yeah, it's a pretty good one. So outside of Licorice Recoil, I don't have anything else to say on it. I'm excited. I think a lot of people will be excited too, and we'll
Um,
see it on Friday.
Blake bringing up a good point. I'm gonna do it because Big B doesn't like self-promoting himself.
But
If you guys are interested, he does have a join button here on Discord or on YouTube. I'm sorry. It's I think like $1 a month, and it does
two.
get two. It's two.
I'm
Okay.
expensive. I'm
It
sorry.
comes up to Google account. Um, but basically, yeah, we do have a Discord. Pretty active Discord that we respond to things. You get today, the last 2 days, we've had a philosophical discussion of slabs. So if that interests you, it's definitely worth it. It helps support the channel and helps Big B get all those cards that he's using for his videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, something like that. No, but I appreciate it. There's exclusive videos. Some of the like
Yep. Oh,
lately,
I didn't
late.
forget those.
No, yeah, you haven't seen buyer invest videos lately because I feel like, how do I say this? I feel like it kills my soul to say bad things about certain sets lately.
That's
So
why he lets me do it.
yeah, no, I mean, I'm willing to say that it's bad. It's more just like I don't want to make a formal video on a set that um, basically nobody cares about, will watch. So, what I mean by that is, I want you to, if you have no clue what I mean, I want you to go out on YouTube right now, and I want you to type in "Fruits of Grisaya opening," and when you do that, see how many views those videos get. Right? So not only am I taking time to make a formal video about something that's not going to do very well, most people don't want to actually even see it. So I figure I have other things in my life to do than do that. But on my exclusive videos, I go and talk about my thoughts on it more because it's just easier that way. I don't have to like make a giant PowerPoint and have all these pictures of like Yute and all this other stuff. There's no reason for that. So
Actually, you say Booyah. I don't think we've talked about Review Starlight on the Discord. I don't think it's come up.
Review Starlight, the only thing we do is talk about it here. We say it's bad, and that's where we leave it. So, thanks, Zach. Thank you. So yeah, that's what the Discord is for, really. We talk about other things, but I don't make a huge mention out of it just because, whatever. I don't know why. I just don't promote myself, but it's all good. I get to talk to you here.
Big B, is your email in oh, there it is. Yeah. Zach, make sure to email Big B to get your access to the Discord.
No, I'll drop it in the member thingy. So what happens is I don't get notified that someone becomes a member. Normally, I have to somehow stumble upon it, and then I'll make like a community post and I'll put on there about my Discord link. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll send you one after. I'll make a community note on it. Those invites only last 7 days. That's why I have to keep continually doing it, which kind of sucks.
Winterheart, you need to join the channel to get access to the Discord. It's one of the perks.
One of the perks. I know.
One of the perks.
Yeah. Okay. All right. With that all said, anyways, that was a little bit of a side note, but here we are. So Audrey, I don't know Audrey's argument on this yet, so I'm gonna preface this right now as in there are things like dead booster boxes, right? Dead packs, and we know dead booster boxes are the ones normally described as there's no more chance of a really special foily card. That could be signature cards, that could be SECs, SSPs. I mentioned that, right? Because not every SSP or SEC has signatures on it. So dead boxes are the stuff where, those 4 out of 18 in a case, they're gone. And they sell dead booster boxes. And then you have dead packs, which could be, like the SR triple rares are already missing from it. And what's left could be double rares and below. So I know Audrey was talking about double rares, talking about packs. So if you want to go a little further, I'm going to let you talk for a while, Audrey, as I say this.
You actually took this in a totally different direction than I was planning on going.
Oh, wait, you're going in a different direction?
Yeah, I'm totally going in a different
Oh
direction with the
shoot,
same idea.
fudge. That's right. This is how you could tell we were totally off.
Basically, I want to start by sharing two.
Okay.
Basically, I want to start sharing two stories.
Okay. Good.
Okay, and I don't. In both cases, I think it was a lack of education.
All right.
It was not that the people were doing anything, intentional. I think they just didn't know their product and lost out on money. And this is a channel dedicated to the finances of a card game. And so I saw this and I saw these two instances and I went, what the beep? And the first one I kind of, the first one I didn't take heart of it, but when I saw
Audrey.
the second one happened the other night, I was like,
Okay.
all right. I mentioned Big B. It's like I want to bring this up on the channel, and a lot of you guys are already going to know this information. So please bear with me as I just get this off my chest and feel like a better person because I brought this education out. But basically, a couple months ago, when the shop challenges, the first situation a couple months ago, Ty Pruitt, myself, I thought I saw David Young in the chat, so he came along. We went to a store in St. Louis, and I had met the owner of that store through Whatnot. He was doing a stream and he was selling supplies of all things, and I ended up buying some supplies from him. And it turns out he was only a 4-hour drive from my house, and he was doing a shop challenge, and a Kurumi was on the line, so it was kind of why not. We went to the event though, and everything's pretty normal. I helped him run the event because it was one of his first events for Weiss, and I didn't do so hot, but they did. A lot of the other people with me did really well. Should not have screwed around with Love Live Sunshine. That was a mistake. But back to the point that stuff that matters. About halfway through the tournament, he pulls out 4 5-row boxes of cards. And these cards were stuff from his ripping and shipping stream on Whatnot.
All right.
And he asked me, "Hey Audrey, you want some bulk?" I don't need bulk. I'm thinking commons, uncommons. That's what I would define as bulk, so I didn't think anything of it. Well, Ty Pruitt decided, like, heck yeah, I'm bored, I'll just start going through it. Out of this guy's bulk, if I remember correctly, one of the players walked out with an AOT final season playset short one Levi RR. So he was $15 away from what at that time was probably a $150 playset. One of them walked out with most of a key All-Stars playset. Another, I think Ty Pruitt got one of the IMOS sets. I forget which one it was. I've slept a lot since then. And so the seller gave away $600 in cards, roughly. That's a lot of freaking money. $600 is a car payment, a rent payment on your house. That just walked out, and it was awesome that he was kind enough to give my friends those cards. But from a investor, flipper, even a collector perspective, that's really, really bad. And all the seller would have had to do, maybe he was too busy in his defense, but look up the cards that he was being left. Because a lot of times on Whatnot, you'll buy a pack and somebody will say just hits, just SRs and above, and they don't want the rest of the stuff. But they're walking, when they choose that option, there's a $60 uncommon in Weiss Schwarz English right now. There are RRs that are $20. And in current sets, I could think of an RR that's going to be part of story number 2 that's $11. And it's really easy for you guys out there who don't play, the farm us players for money out of those cards. It's really, really simple. A lot of Weiss players in 2023 do buy singles. So they need those bulk RRs that I'm saying in quotations. They need those. Sell them to them. Get your money back. it could take a case that's $900. Let's say your signs get you to about 600 these days because you didn't do so great. That'll push you over. The 2 play sets in that case will push you over. And there was the second situation. I was on Whatnot last Wednesday, and it was a gal who probably never saw a Weiss card in her life. And I have a feeling most of the people in the crowd did not, and viewing the stream, had never seen a Weiss card in their life.
Right.
But I was there because she was cracking D4DJ. And I saw 8 of the RR Marika's hit that Big B had on his thing today. Look at that price, $17.80. Probably $12 USD. Bucks, I think, roughly. Maybe Big B can run the math while I'm yakking.
Like 14. Let's go with 14. Why not?
Okay, well, that makes it even worse. And literally, the stream. This was bad on the streamer. She wasn't even putting that card in a sleeve, but everybody was treating it like it was absolute. Oh man, I got that RR. And if you guys don't know, D4DJ SRs are like $3 tops.
Right.
So you had, and these folks were, they were much more financially well off than I am. So they were able to rip 6 boxes a piece. I think one guy did 6 boxes looking for an SP. And he probably hit a play set of those. I could tell you pretty much every D4DJ deck has 4 of those. At $14 a piece, that's $56 you can extract out of some player. Hell, that's $56 you could have extracted out of me. I need 4. I need another 4 so I don't have to flip between decks.
Right.
And it just really bothers me when I go on streams and I see the YouTuber complaining how he lost his butt in Weiss, which he may have. He probably bought high, had no idea what he was doing. But I have a feeling he didn't try to sell his play sets that he hit and sell things like that. And it really concerns me seeing these people getting frustrated because the guy in particular who opened the 6 boxes was getting really mad. And it's like, dude, you're leaving so much money on the table. I even tried to warn him about this Marika card. And he just kind of blew me off. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not dropping hundreds of dollars on boxes today. So, but sorry, that's a bit of a rant. But it just really, really bothers me. I want to see, I mainly play the game and, that's my focus, but I want to see everybody buying into Weiss succeed.
Right.
Weiss with a little bit of effort can be very successful. And I'm just tired of seeing it getting trashed on. But then when I see it getting trashed on, I'm also seeing these cases of, wow, you guys left gobs of money sitting on the table. And in particularly with RRs, if you look carefully, after you crack some boxes, RRs are probably going to be more than most of the SRs, unless you get like a SR Nino where her boobs are coming out of the top of the towel, or the event from, or the event, the Itsuki event where she's in the hot tub with the towel.
Code word,
obviously
yeah.
those are higher.
Yep.
Obviously those are higher, and we all know why. But your average SR out of a pack that people are cracking and hunting for, $1, $2. Yeah, he's scrolling through right now. What's the highest there? I think I see a 420 for a Buki.
680. We got a 680.
Okay, all right.
All right, yeah. No, I get your point. Well, yeah. Can I ask you?
To continue beating a dead horse, that Marika's worth double that SR. But okay, I'm going to step off my soapbox now. I got that out of my system.
All right, so a couple things with that. So when they're opening D4DJ, was it happening during? I know there's this thing called Street Date, but let's be real, Street Date is not enforced. So was this before the official release or after? I mean, it probably happened after too, but
this was all after. This was all after.
All after. Okay.
Yep. So the value of the cards that Ty Pruitt, for example, he went ahead and said what he got out of it. What he walked away with was well known. And I was, if the seller pulled me aside and said, "Hey, Audrey, is there any value? Could you check this for value?" Totally different story. He probably walked, I grabbed Ty Pruitt, for example, because he knows the Lane, and David Young knows Key All Stars, I believe. I think he's got it. And we would have tore through it and found this guy tons of value. Instead, my friends are walking out smiling ear to ear, going, "Oh my gosh, wow, we just got lucky for making this trip and made money
How
after
much?
we split off the gas."
How much were they going for? Like a dime, 10 cents?
Oh, the bulk box?
Yeah, what was the bulk box at?
It was free. Take it out of the store. He didn't want to have
What?
to keep it.
What? It was free. The heck? The heck is that? That's crazy. That in itself is just insane. It was just like, take it away.
Part of me's going, "You idiot! Why did you just assume that a bulk box was common and uncommons?" Because I would have liked to have gone through the bulk.
I would at least charge 10 cents. I mean, if you even got to keep the box with it, that's even more messed up. But my second point here is
I forgot about that. Ty Pruitt's right.
what?
He was
Gonna throw it in the trash. No.
Yep.
No, that hurts me. I don't even sell stuff. That freaking hurts me.
I'm presuming that 99% of your viewers are never going to do such a thing. But after watching that D4DJ case, I'm sorry, guys. It just, oh my gosh. This has been building up for a week.
I will just say again, if someone is looking to sell stuff, you just need to watch this video. Right? Want to make money flipping new Weiss Schwarz product. I should have probably put products. So, or it was the 100 character limit, so I couldn't actually put the S on there. So everything you need to know is all right here. That's all you need to do. Is just look inside of there. I probably have to update that, but that's it. That's it. You got to watch it. Oh, it's 44 minutes. Holy crap! Sorry, my length of videos could be the downfall of some people, but I mean that's all it is.
Your length of videos used to match my length of comments.
Yeah, but I had to be comprehensive.
I'm going to blame you for making me write those essays because I had to respond to 40 minutes of video.
It was your choice. But this is all you needed to know right here. This was it. If you wanted to sell Weiss Schwarz product, this is all you had to do is just watch a 44-minute video.
Just to throw it out there, because I do get asked this a lot on Whatnot. I'm assuming everybody here knows, but just in case we have new viewers, a playset is commons, uncommons, rares, RRs, climax combos, and climax rares. 4 cards of each of those. Make sure your playset. And roughly you get 1.5 to 2 per case, depending on the set size. If it's 100, you're getting 2. If it's over 100, like Uma Musume, it's going to probably be about 1.5 in the case.
Yeah. That's insane. That's quite the story there. So a lot different than what I thought you were going to talk about, because I was under the assumption you were talking about people. There was someone on Facebook that was saying about double rares being sold off as bulk, but then I think about booster packs that are dead, because again, if you do the math on it and there's a double rare inside of these packs, it could be worth it to actually buy it, especially what people are selling them for, which would be like $2. Some people sell it for $1, and you just think about it.
To make the D4DJ one worse, I forgot about Saki and Tsubaki's.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. I forgot about those because I was concentrating on Marika so much.
There's 4 good ones.
I need more Sakis for Ben's playset.
And if you do this whole expected value sort of thing per pack, it might actually be worth it, especially the ones that were selling it for $1. Because I know someone was doing that with Tokyo Revengers, especially when you could have pulled some of rare and uncommon cards from it. So not so bad. These dead packs are like an amazing opportunity if you're willing to resell it or you need those cards. But again, it's still a gamble. It's still a gamble to actually do it.
I did a bunch of English Kobayashi Dragon made for $1 a pack, because I knew the 2 are the level 1 and the level 0 Kobayashi were possible in there. Yeah. The RRs for it. And I didn't get any. It was weird. I got 3 of the 1-0 and none of the Kobayashis, but that still covered all my expenses pretty much.
Okay. Now, I want to go to this one. This is, I don't know if you realize why I actually put this picture here. So on this thumbnail for today, we
Stupid expensive.
we have cash or trash. Now, if you remember correctly, this card was worth like, I wonder if it goes all the way back. It was about $1 to $2 way back when, and then the whole, Quince next set came out. We saw it in Japan, and this thing started to move up, 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 and up. So right now, this card sits at roughly, let's say, $12 with shipping, right? $11.99. So and then you can think about Dicey Cafe with Sword Art Online 10th anniversary. Knowing that this happens from time to time in Weiss Schwarz, where you need to go back a set or two, depending on the set, what would you then do if you know you like a certain set and another one is coming out? Would you buy some ahead of time? Would you just keep it in bulk? Because it really caught a bunch of people off guard. Like they didn't have it. You could see a bunch of people have been buying. Look at this. Look at these.
Wow. I was one of the people who got them for $2 a piece because I bought a third play set because it was a pretty
Yes,
useful card.
yes. So what do you think about that? Because right here, just thinking about the discussion, you literally just went over when you had this with your with what is considered a hit. I know you said with whatnot it's SRs and up, but if they go and do okay, thanks Audrey. Marika is 1780 yen. So that means if I pull this, I should really give that to the person if you want to count that as hits.
Yeah.
But if one day this thing was only $2, let's just say, I guess you could equate that to, let's say Rinku. Rinku is sitting there at 320. D4 DJ number 2 comes out. This thing magically shoots to $11. Is that still considered bulk, or should really people be getting?
To be honest, I don't think anything under. I think bulk should be under rare. I think rare and above should be hits, quote unquote. Now, maybe that's the player in me speaking because I see things like Miss Itsuki here going to 11.
Yep.
But I would always say are rares and above, and even go as far as your climax shares being hits.
Because even then, Dicey Cafe is uncommon.
Right. But I mean, some things are going to slip through the cracks.
Right.
Admittedly, like that card, or the toilet event at one point was $1
Yeah.
in it.
So, I love that toilet event.
Oh, I let go of 2 play sets of toilet events for $2 a piece to a store years ago.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's such a beautiful card. I love it. But yeah, that was my point for doing that. It's really like, what do you say to that? It's really hard to say. Well, in whatnot world, then is it keep all the or every double rare? To me, I would keep all my double rares. I wouldn't say just give me the SRs. I'm like, if I'm gonna be doing that, I want the double rares too.
Yeah.
So you're not totally against that, huh? Rares wouldn't be bad.
I think rares have the potential of spiking up too. I just can't think of any off the top of my head where it's happened.
Oh, you want one? I'll give you one.
Okay. All right, you got one?
Yeah, I got one right off the bat. Let's go with this. And let's go with this. And this one right here. Here you go.
That's a regular? I thought that was an R. Okay. Yeah.
That's a rare.
That's more than you probably paid for the pack.
Yeah, so it's a pretty nice one right there. You can see it is sitting at, what is that, $6.29.
Yeah.
And even then, there's only one. Next one from there is almost $10, under $10.
And this is I'm going to say this tongue in cheek. This is where collectors could farm us players. That card is a very much essential if you're playing Psychono. So you don't need it because you don't care. You're never going to play the Psychono deck. Farm it to Ty Pruitt. Who does? Make him give you money and make some of your money back from your chases.
And that's my point to that. It's like I get why on whatnot you don't want some of those cards are sent out. There's shipping and all that to deal with, but I feel like by not throwing these in there or wanting them, you're losing value. Like kind of what you were just saying.
Okay, on whatnot day you play a set fee. Your first transaction's like $5 shipping, no matter what it is, and then each additional purchase is like 25 cents. So if I buy, like when I bought from that streamer who was doing D4DJ. I did 6 packs. It was 41, I think, after shipping. $6 a piece, 36. Yeah, I think it was 41 after shipping. So, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just storage at that point. And if you have big bunch of 5-row boxes, you can wait for Iriri here to pop her head up and become expensive, or Itsuki, or I mean, if you take 5 minutes on 5 minutes on YouTube, you could find out what the upcoming English sets are that players are going to be, playing.
But so you said they could choose the option for just the hits. What's the option for not just the hits? It's
Well,
just you pay.
the seller will ask you through the stream,
Yeah.
do you want just hits, or do you want or do you want bulk too?
How much more is that?
Nothing.
What?
It's you get a
What?
you get like 3.
This is
Your
freaking mind blowing to me. That I thought there'd be like an additional charge. Like I know with and I've watched Darium's
You pay
Pokemon.
a base rate of $5 on your first thing and 25 cents each. It doesn't matter what you buy. So yeah,
all your bulk.
I think it comes from Pokemon, where Pokemon cards don't have any value unless they're hits, so people don't want to have the bulk laying around and have to deal with it. But Weiss is an entirely different market.
Okay. Okay. This is hurting me. I don't know if you can tell. I'm just like stopping to think about this. But yeah, I don't know anything about the Whatnot world or ripping and shipping. So
Right.
I've only ever watched Darium's on Twitch, like rip open packs. And I know theirs is that's the rate because you're letting them keep the bulk and all that other stuff.
Zach is here in the chat, who just signed up with you. You need to check out his streams on Whatnot. He'll be a good one. That'll be a good one for you to enter.
Okay.
He's not doing anything crazy or stupid. He's a good dude.
Yeah, that's what I saw with Darium's. Okay, yeah, let me just just check all this out. This is amazing to me. Amazing in a different way.
Right.
No, because I just wouldn't want all my cards. I don't know. I'm like, if that was in my pack, I want them. That's where I'm at.
Go all the way back to something you kind of offhandedly said before we got to Iriri. You asked when should you buy cards that you know you're going to need when the new set comes out. I'm going to say pretty much as soon as it's freaking announced.
Oh yeah.
That night, go online and buy it.
Yep.
Actually, to be honest, I'm sitting here absolutely relieved, because I'm getting Hololive 1 from a friend of mine in Canada, and I'm only paying $250 with TDs. So I'm going, woo, oh, woo, I'm safe. Because I was expecting 400 or 500, to be honest. Because Hololive 2 is really darn good.
Yeah. Yeah, I see a bunch of different decks being played on there. Has there been like a landed on one, or is it like Sword Art where there's 3 different versions with an Alice?
The meta deck right now is 33 trigger Gura, but there are other people like myself who's playing 27, 28 and not playing standby. When I built mine more to theme, so I went with all the English Hololive members. So I have Callie as my level 1 combo, Gura is my level 3. I have Mume in there, and Ina, and I kept it kind of the theme while still making it somewhat the second tier trigger list. So, but yeah, I have a feeling somewhere somebody's going to find something else, and these cards are going to spike.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Suisei there at 7. I could see that going up. That's still a very played card. I know I'm playing 3 of them in my deck. So I'm kind of relieved now to have Hololive 1. I just got to send out the payment Thursday morning. I have it locked down, and I'm not going to get extorted with $20 comments.
Nice. Yeah, no, that was a good price that you got it at.
you need to buy them pretty much right at set. If you could buy the cards, you do it right at set announcement.
Yep. That very night. And
Mm-hmm.
okay, so wrapping this conversation up here. So basically, don't just throw it as bulk. Don't give it away for free. That seems kind of insane if you have like a bulk box. That's crazy to me. I didn't. Yeah. All right. And then dead packs. I think dead packs at a certain price is definitely worth buying. That when I see those $1 ones, I'm like, this is pretty crazy. If you just take a look at what's potentially inside of these things, you could make off like a bandit. When you get up to like $2 to $2.50, $3, that's when you have to like really do some math to make it worth it.
I Pruitt bought $30 boxes of SAO 10th anime
There
that
you
were
go.
dead.
Yeah.
It hit $30 SRs and laughed his butt off to the bank.
Yeah, that's the other thing. So when I was talking about the dead booster boxes, right? Inside of there could be, well, there will be an SR or a triple rare, right? And then you have to do some math on that one. You'll just have to do averaging, right? You don't know what the rate of the SR will be, especially because other boxes were open. So, I mean, if you're buying a booster box for $30 and you just take a look at the potential double rares, you take a look at the potential for SRs, triple rares, and just do some math on it, it may actually be worth it to go ahead and buy that and open it. I wasn't so lucky because remember I did the video about Saikano?
I used to bring that one up actually.
My dead booster box in Saikano. So where? Right here. Oh, I don't like seeing my face. Anyways, you can see I played the dead booster box opening Saikano, how to raise a boring girlfriend. Oh, I bought it for $27, and the short end of it is I did hit $27, but that was the actual goal to it. So that was my test on dead booster boxes, but there are some cases where it's worth it.
You should relook at the box if you still have it intact and see if there's anything that's jumped up because it's set 2.
Yeah, I was gonna go do that. I'm pretty sure it still wouldn't make a difference.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have got that Airy, but
Because I mean, me and you talked about this on Discord at length. I was 100% like I would have put $1,000 on the fact that you would have
oh,
made money on the box.
I would have won
I would have
$1,000.
gambled that hard.
I knew I wouldn't just because the EV of the box, like doing the math on it, it still wasn't enough. That thing needed to be like $20 to make it worth it. And even then, you'd have to go and sell it. So you'd have to think about like going out there and selling it and TCG player cut and all that. So it'd have to be down there at like $13.
I said you'd get your value. I
Oh.
didn't say you have to buy the selling fees and everything. I just said
We gotta flip this, Audrey. We gotta flip this thing. That's why we're buying dead booster boxes. So yeah, and you know what you were saying again was from a player perspective, this was worth it. With Ty pulling those SRs from Sword Art Online 10th anniversary, that could be resold for unless you want to play with it.
I'm pretty sure it went in his deck.
Yeah, so look at this one, by the way. Look at that one all sold out. Sorry, I had to.
Well,
Okay.
we know where those are all at.
Huh?
We know where all those are at.
My place? They're in my place.
Was it you? Okay, I thought it was somebody else that was like looking for 30 copies of that card.
Remember, I bought it that night.
Okay.
There was a reason why I was refreshing certain pages or websites. It was because of all my Yuka cards. So that would be why. It'd be my place. Nope, they got sold. So that's the conversation on that one. Do you have anything else to add? I thought you're gonna go a little bit more, but seems like you're pretty good.
I read Flame Out generally.
Okay.
No, I just that was just something I just wanted to point out for everybody because maybe I'm being a little selfish. I'm tired of seeing everybody throw away money.
No, I'm with you.
It hurts me inside.
I'm with you. I mean, that's the whole reason I make these videos.
Now, I will put a disclaimer that if you want to throw away money and throw it in my direction, I'll suffer through it. I'll fall down and I'll take the sword for it. But otherwise, no, don't do it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Value your cards. That's what it comes down to the end. Whether it's an SP, SEC, a rare, a common, value your cards. I wouldn't just put it in a bulk box right away. But again, you like you said, that person might not have had time.
It could be like a $2 to $3 card knowing the English market.
Right. I mean, after you tell them, you make a mistake the first time. Afterwards, hopefully they realize it and they change their ways. But if they continue doing it, it probably is just they don't have time, and you can't really do anything about it. You all you want to do there is just be there when that bulk box shows up, and then you can take some out.
Blake, to comment on that, I'll probably remember 5 things after Big B ends this stream that I'm gonna forget that I said. That's usually how it goes.
Yeah, we actually have time to do that. We have 25 minutes. Can we do that? We could try. We could try. Before I go on, so I just want to say thank you for everybody that used Hammer Girl Anime. So just throwing this out here, I'm not sponsored at all by Hammer Girl Anime. I've done videos that talked about Hammer Girl Anime because I get so many people asking me where to buy from. I've told you time and time again that you can actually get better deals off of Facebook, right? There's people that are trusted on Facebook. You could find cases and all that cheaper. Apparently, a bunch of you went out to Hammer Girl over the last, at least year and bought from Hammer Girl. There's a spot inside of Hammer Girl where you could say, there's a comment box, and apparently a bunch of you wrote my name inside of it. So Hammer Girl reached out to me and said they're sending me something. I have no clue what it is. It could just be a thank you card. It could be something more than that, but they're thankful that I referred you to that. Really, the only reason I did it was because people asked me, and I know they were fine enough. But again, you could go out to any other website or Facebook, and you can find stuff for cheaper. I just used them in the past, and I know other people are looking for places. So here you go again. Thank you. Thank you for writing my name, whoever did that. I appreciate that. So going back.
Oh, did you see that Nova posted Nova just posted.
Yes, you showed me that. Or I did.
Yeah.
I clicked it right before I started this. So if you're looking for playsets of Dengeki Bunko, again, I'm not sponsored at all, and I've never talked to Nova TCG in my life. So Dengeki Bunko, $360 for a play.
And that is with TDs. That is with TDs.
With the 2 TDs. Yep. Wait, how many double rares are there at this point? Did they even say?
They probably don't know, and that's why it's
Oh.
that's why it's a little higher, because they're probably assuming it's going to be big and not get Uma Musa made.
All right, let's just see. Let's just make sure. Okay, there is no numbers. So it could be a good price. It could be for a really terrible price. Who really knows? Because TD playset normally is like 20 per playset, right?
Yeah.
So,
if there's 2 TDs, that's 40 right there.
So 320. That puts this thing at 320, which is higher. So yeah, again, the assumption is it's more than 10 double rares in this set. Which, I mean, that's not a bad guess. So
I wonder if it's on the flyer there, towards the bottom.
No.
No? Okay.
Well, I mean, I can't read this. I see I see some numbers,
Yeah,
but those numbers don't make any sense, all considering.
I was looking for numbers in the moon runes.
Yep, no. I see a 1 and a 9, and they definitely have nothing to do with double rares. But there you go.
It might also have been in the
sale sheet?
promotional mailer. Yeah, the sale sheet.
I didn't see anything in there.
Okay.
Yeah, Ami for Dengeki Bunko sold out that morning. That sucker was gone. But they didn't put up trial decks yet. So if you're if you're looking for trial decks, they will. Ami's trial decks are freaking cheap. Even considering shipping on there, it's really cheap. But they've been limiting on how much people can actually buy. So another place to buy from is Ami with Dengeki Bunko. Yeah, that was gone.
Did you guys everybody in the chat go buy Dengeki Bunko, so you can all say, hey Audrey, you were wrong, this is a better buy? Is that what's going on here, guys? Did you all buy out Ami?
Yeah, it was gone. I mean, just look at the case. A case of this is there it is, $766.05. Shipping is could be like $80 to $100.
Yeah,
but
that's 100.
But even then, if you say 100, that would be 866, which
Yep.
cases you could get for like 950. So yeah,
Yeah.
nine. Like it ranges, but you're not going to get it for 866.
Nope.
Oh no, I know the yen changes because every time I get my order, it's not there, but approximately. I still think like you're not going to get these prices, all considering when September 1st rolls around. So yeah, this only gets billed to you on the actual day, so these things could totally change. But close enough. I mean, in the end, Ami Ami's going to be your way cheaper purchase versus like other stores over here. Yeah, Ami Ami. Okay. Okay, I think we're just gonna go for it. So, is there any other comments that I have to read here?
Uh,
Yeah, there's a lot for English to come out. Genki Bunko. All right. There was a spirited debate out on Discord, and that spirited debate goes like, actually, you go for it, Audrey. You go.
we're gonna go there. We're gonna go there.
Yeah, might as
Oh,
well.
oh boy. Oh boy. All right. Well, Blake and I mean, which part of this are we going to? Because we kind of went all over the world with this one.
Just go point. Given if you could give an overview, and we'll go point by point. How about that?
Okay. What do you think back to where all this started?
Slabbing.
Yeah, I think it started with junk slabs. Blake asked me what I thought about what a price should be on the boob-filled Itsuki event foil. Because he had a PSA 10. Very pretty slab for him. And
There you
so
go.
we kind of went into that a little bit. And I threw out there that I think high-end slabs should be 4 times raw. But then I kind of threw my own opinion under the bus because when I get on Discord, particularly Big B's, I start thinking out loud. So my thoughts get kind of roundabout. I would probably fail the bait class. So I was thinking out loud, then I'm like, well, how does that work with junk slabs? And that's where the can really got opened. What is a junk slab? Which, I came from the idea that if the slabbing cost is more than the card raw, it's a junk slab. To keep it nice and simple. But then Blake brought up the fact that I'm not factoring in the future of cards, which opened a really big can of worms because I forget which term it is for Wall Street. I think it's it's the bear that's the positive one.
No, bull.
No, it's bull. Okay, so bear. Where I'm honestly thinking in 5 years, Weiss is going to decline, so his slabs are going to not be as popular and as valuable because there'll be less of a market to sell to. And we kind of got into that. Then we went to the one that I think Big B's really going towards, and I'm kind of working my way there. We started discussing the effect of waifu on the slab. And Blake posted an amazing video. I'm very great. Actually, it confirmed a couple things I was thinking because I think in current modern anime, fans don't seem to get as attached to characters as they used to. I think that fans churn and burn through so much that they don't let the anime stick with them. If you're watching 10 shows a season, a single show can get lost in the shuffle, even if it's a great show. And the video Blake posted was a series. It was one of those videos where they do the graphs that constantly change over time. And it showed the waifus since 2004, I think it was the start.
2004. I have it on the screen now.
So, they had at that point, there was like Sakura from Naruto took a bunch of slots, and Haruhi Suzumiya took a bunch of slots. And those two were fighting for first and second for years. I mean, wherever they got this information. But as it got further away and later into the video, towards the late 20 teens and the 2020s, it just started going up and down and up and down and up and down. Like Mara Kitakawa shot up to the top and then dropped like a rock off the chart. And Rem shot up and she fell back down. And 02 was like the last one that held any kind of length of time in that top spot, longer than 6 months. And it's so when you're factoring in your so then we got that kind of we to pull it back into what we were talking about is my Marin Kitagawa, um, your came up and she came up super fast. She dropped really hard after she came up super fast. You know, if you're looking at your slabs for historical value, even if if Weiss goes into a total boom market and continues the way it has been and continues to grow, is anybody even going to give a hoot about my or your? I mean, fandoms fade, you know, recency bias. And so we were kind of talking about, is there a historic premium charge you can put on a grail slab that'll actually apply? Because, well, to be honest, are the characters going to be popular in 5 years? Is anybody going to care? I mean, I'll throw the bus under me. You know, in 2012, I met Hanako Kusaka, and she was like the number one obsession in my life from like then to like 2018. And since 2018, even myself, you know, I generally shift about every year and a half to a year. Cuckoo's hitting a year. She actually might make it over the year and a half, which would be like a long tenure for my recency. And then, you know, and I'm a person who you guys know I go nuts over my waifus. You know? So if I'm churning and burning every year, a year and a half, you know, folks who aren't nearly as crazily obsessed and, you know, over waifus, yeah, are they going to be that big of a deal? And, you know, so I guess it just was a really interesting discussion that, you know, when we were factoring in the cost of the gray of the slab and, you know, creating a value with the Itsuki card that he had. After the OVA fades out, the OVA that's coming out for Quince, and you know, they're running out of content for Quince at this point. So they're going to do that OVA, and you know, maybe in a year or so after that is Itsuki even going to matter?
Yes.
You know, especially with
Yes.
Itsuki being the least popular of the girls.
Yes. Yeah, there was a lot. I was, you know, this was Memorial Day weekend, and I just saw this giant thing. So Zach, I sent it in the community channel. It's like a post or whatever on YouTube, so you can join and read up all about it tonight if you would like to see it. But when I read through all of this stuff, I had a lot of things that popped up into mind. First one was, I know you were saying about how is anime. Well, I don't want to misquote you. Something about anime in like 5 years. What did you say about that?
I'm actually looking for. I'm actually in that chat because I'm going to grab the link to that video and post it in the chat for everybody.
I can do it. I have it right here.
Okay. You got it? Okay.
Yep, I have it on screen.
Sorry, that video was like really. It was confirming of what I thought, but it was also mind blowing at the same time.
Here you go. So if you want to see the video that I have up on the screen,
I had totally forgotten about.
So that's where it is. That's the thing I have up right now. There was an article too, right here. Oh, I don't know what that thing at the bottom says. More options. I'm gonna assume this is decline. But the most surprising anime popularity in America statistics and trends in 2023. So again, I might have misheard what you said about the anime over time. To me, anime, Weiss Schwarz, other anime cards, I think have a really nice uptrend coming for viewers, right? So they talk about it with COVID. We all know that COVID brought people into staying at home, watching other things that you might not have, because at some point you got bored of whatever you're watching. I know for me, working at home, again, I'm working at home, but I need something in the background since I don't talk to many people as I work. So I went from, you know, like watching game, listening to music, watching game shows. I can't have anime on because I don't know Japanese, and that's normally what I would listen to. I'm watching this dude in an ice cream shop, like actually selling ice cream. It's a real life stream, and I just bounce from one thing to the other. One of the things that people started watching was anime, right? You can see a couple interesting statistics. Approximately 74% of the US Netflix subscribers have watched an anime series on the platform. Doesn't mean they continue to do that. They were willing to try it out. 27% of anime viewers in the US watch it daily. I am definitely one of those people. There is a gigantic amount of growth. You could even see that with just people opening cards, right? It opened you to a whole new genre outside of like sports card, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, things like that. There are more anime movies that are showing up in the theaters. Uh, I'm gonna skip that. Anime convention saw over 31,000 attendees in 2019. I don't know if that's actually true. I feel like the number should be higher than that, but in any case, right? The U.S. anime market shares account for approximately 33% of the total revenue for the global anime industry. And if Weiss is any indication on, let's say, the appetite for anime type stuff, right? It doesn't even have to be Weiss Schwarz. We have people actually do buy Blau. People do buy Rebirth for You, Union Arena, Build Divide, Oska. It's like all this lychee, which I don't have out here on the screen. You know, that kind of stuff. People buy God of Story, right? So for me, I don't see any sort of like change going to happen to that. What has changed from looking at this screen right here? I would tell you there's a lot that's changed. And I know you said there's this fluctuation of people picking things, but when you think about what was back in 2004, like just look over here on the waifus, right? We got Bulma, Sailor Moon, Dark Magician Girl, Ray, Ran, Kagome, Higurashi, Android 18, Videl. If you just look through the names, like we got Tsunade, there was a limited amount of anime that actually reached the viewer. Now fast forward over here to 2020. After this ad, y'all. After this ad. Wait, hold on. And that ruined my point here. We'll watch some ducks. Can I? Can you not? Oh, the ads. This hurts. We're gonna watch some Bounty right now. So you could get a mega roll Bounty. What is this one? This is Little Mermaid, the Little Mermaid. Okay. Jeez. All right. Now, if you fast forward to this one, look at the variety of anime that you actually have. Right? We have Kaguya over here, your Marin. Look down here, Raftalia, Boa Hancock. Never watched that.
Raftalia is an example here because she actually hit #1 by a massive lead, then dropped all the way down there.
Yes.
And Kaguya shot up around season 2 start, where Chika actually held like #1 or 2 for like a month or two.
Right. But what you
Chika
see,
from Kaguya.
what you see is here. How many different animes do you see? And all the different amount of girls. But then look at the number where this is 1.6 million, 1.7, 1.4, 799. Even Raftalia, like near the bottom here, is 693,000. So if I go all the way back to March 2004, the highest number on there was 668, which pretty much shows you the massive growth of the anime industry. So even if your waifu is not number one, two, three, what does that mean when you look at the number 625,000 in comparison to like 2.6 million, or going back to 2004? So the supply, when you take the supply of Weiss Schwarz and all these other card games and how many special cards are actually out there, that pretty much tells me, like, if this continues growing and people keep watching anime, and now we're just being inundated with more variety so people can choose. Like the problem with anime back in the day was, right, what did people think about anime? Like it's just a cartoon, there's just a bunch of robots, it's kind of weird because you got some girls in some sailor outfits that are like fighting like aliens, weird looking aliens, tentacles. So anime now, when I describe it to people, is like it's just a TV show, and there's not actually human actors in it. You just have voices, but outside of that, it's the same as watching a TV show, right? You could have your Charmed, you could have your Kardashians, you could have whatever the heck you want in anime form, right? So like the number that is more impressive to me is the amount of people voting on, or I think this one here was based on searches. So you don't need to have like your person doesn't need to stay on top, and the reason why is because you as a collector, I mean you as a collector, right? What happened with Pokemon way back when you were a kid and you wanted a Pokemon card and you didn't have the money for it? Some people that later on in life worked, got money, they took said money and nostalgia told them, I'm going to buy this card now. Even if it costs a lot, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy some power, right? I'm going to go buy whatever card that was missing from my life at the time because I was too not economically able to pick up the card. And you only need, let's say, 10 people to do that in the world of Weiss. And that's what I see here. Like, no matter what, in the end, as long as the nostalgia stays with you, you remember that, and you have the money, you'd be able to pick it up. Like for everything that we see with Wise, I always make fun of the Yu-Gi-Oh, or any of the dude cards, right? No matter what, in the end, there's someone that's going to like that, and someone that's going to be willing to pick it up in the future. Because if you take a look at Usual Haruhi, the SP, that thing went up in price, and that helped get pushed by that recent power up set. Because some people that go, oh my god, I love Haruhi, I didn't know there was a set. What did they ultimately do? They went and bought it. Yeah, it might not be worth thousands of dollars, but it doesn't need to. I think it's all in the perspective of what you want. And my thing about grails, your grail, I was trying to put it in this nicest way possible. Your grail.
Wait, we're an unfiltered channel. We're not supposed to be nice.
Oh yeah, no. So
You said we're the most unfiltered channel in the description.
I am the most unfiltered. Okay, all right. Your grail. Well, no, because I don't mean it this way. There are people that send me pictures of cards that they get, and I am genuinely happy they send it to me because I know whatever they did, whether they pulled it or they bought it, they spent that money and they really wanted to have it. So I think that's an amazing thing. What I don't like is people saying that one of the grails of Weiss Schwarz is my Sakurajima. And the reason why I don't like that is because I don't care in that way, right? Like when I watch Bunny Girl Senpai, I like Rio Futaba. So no matter what the price of Mai was, I could care less because I don't want my Sakurajima, I want Rio Futaba. Now Kurumi's a different story from Data Live. I mean, most people would say that.
Can I chime in on Mai and defend those folks a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think Mai is more about how that card was handled by Bushiroad than it ever was about Mai.
Oh yeah, no, and that's where I'm at. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't agree that it's a grail because when people write about it, it almost makes it seem like everybody wants that, and I'm like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that at all.
The story behind it.
Yeah, no, because no, I mean, think about the Amelias, right? Amelia and Rem. I like Rem. I don't really care for Amelia. I'm a person that really doesn't care for Amelia at all. When you think about ReZero, like I rather have a Ram card. Ram is my girl, and she's
Ram
cheap.
was the only one with brains. She knew that Subaru was a dipshit.
Yeah, I like Ram because of the way she was. I didn't like her choice of who she liked, but in the end, I like that. And like, why is Amelia and Ram getting so much, right? Like your grails don't affect me in any way. Like everybody. So, but getting back to this, think about this list right here. If you look at this list of the different girls, all it needs again is 10 to 20 people that really want said card in the future. Like, so you could slap whatever you want. I feel like feel free to slab whatever you want. Your girl doesn't need to stay on the top here. You just need to like it, and people
None
need
of
to
my
have
girls
the
ever
cards.
appeared on any of the list in any of the videos, by the way.
What?
None of my girls ever appeared in any of the list in the video.
Well, yeah, some of mine appear on here. Haruhi was on here forever. There was a good chunk of her, but you get my point. Like, uh, going back to what you were all saying was you don't need this girl. This to me makes sense. It fluctuates, and it doesn't mean that your cards aren't going to be worth it because people move on to another series. That's not really all that's saying. It's saying there's a growth of anime, there's an interest of it, people can have diverse opinions on it, and that's why I said I wanted to do my next survey on every set. Like, you're gonna literally see ReZero, who's your favorite from ReZero, who's your favorite from Konosuba, who's, and the point is on that one, it proves, like, if I put on Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, right? Like, if there is a wide assortment of people liking different girls, that proves to me again that the whole Grail thing, like people liking a certain one, is like overblown to me. Like,
Okay.
all different SPs should be valued based on the anime and the girl, I guess you could say, right? Because you can look up a bunch of Hayasaka SPs, and they're not the great, but you can see her. She's actually on this list right down there. I know Kaguya is on this list too, but I is definitely on here as well. So one day someone's going to be coming looking for an eye, and it's better to have some of these than not. You know, it's just it might not be worth thousands of dollars. There may be a story about rarity, but a lot of Weiss Schwarz, these cards do have a nostalgia feeling, and people are going to be
Yeah,
looking for them one day.
there's something that I think we have to clarify here, and because I'm losing you on something, and I want to get a clarification
Okay,
myself.
go.
In the concept of the discussion I was having with Blake, it was
Mhm.
definitely more of discussion in flipping,
Yeah.
which in flipping, you need to have people having you brought up nostalgia. And I'm going to bring up my kind of my other counter while we're I'm going to go around with it. In order for them to have this, one of the things with the video flipping, what concerned me is we were talking this video was brought up in the concept of 5 years from now.
Yep.
And I don't think the current waifus, even though you have 600,000 people and 2 million into Nagatoro, if they don't stick and form that nostalgia because the person went down that bottle of soda and now they're grabbing another bottle of soda named Hayasaka, or another bottle of soda named Marin, if they just down them really quick, like, a shot, they're not going, they might get drunk from it, but they're not going to appreciate the taste and the flavor and feel nostalgic for it. It's going to get lost in the blur of how blitzed they got that night over how great that alcohol tastes. And the discussion though with flipping, I think you're coming at this from a collector and a fan of waifus more than a flipper. I think with flipping, your only concern is, and that flipping was the concept of this conversation. Your only concern is overall the fandom. Obviously my grails, my biggest grail that I own at this point is my Saya Yamabuki wedding gown SSB.
All
That's a
right.
massive grail for me. Half the collectors in the world don't even know the thing exists. But if I'm discussing this as a flipper, my grail list entirely changes. It my comes into it. Um the world championship cards come into it. Um
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I totally agree with that.
I think for usually this is reversed, and that's why I'm kind of chuckling inside my head. Usually it's me overly thinking about fandom, and you're thinking straight money, and this time it's reversed.
no. I mean, that's not really it, because when I right here, my buyer invest videos touch on all of that right there when it comes to
Right.
flipping this stuff. Right?
Um,
That's the whole point of showing like the double rares and the SPs and all of that.
but
Like,
I think you're maybe I'm misunderstanding what you're saying, but I think at this point in this particular conversation, as of 5 minutes ago, we're starting to think more like a collector and not like a flipper.
oh no, that was
Well,
so
okay, we
no,
all
no.
aware
So
to
I was hitting your point about the 5 years from today. Remember, that's why I kept saying I don't want to misquote you on the 5 year thing.
yeah.
So when it comes to flipping, no, it all comes down to that. Like
Blake,
short term
Blake is,
flipping.
Blake is verifying. Blake is actually clarifying it further, and Blake's correct. And I'm using my term wrong. Investing is actually the term I should be using at this point instead of flipping. You're
Right.
correct, Blake. I apologize.
Yep. So this all comes in here. This chart and that article right here comes into the long term. When you think about the whole short term flipping, if you want to slab it and try to flip it, this is where these buyer invest videos came in. Because it took a look at the fandom, it took a look at the meta usage of the actual stuff, right? You're not going to want to slab one of the, let's say a Miku SR that you could have gotten for $2 and try to get a bunch out of here. If you take a look at this one, this is at least a decent candidate because it's an SR that's $25 that's actually usable. That has, and the reason why is the usable part really matters is how many of these things after people use it, play with it, accidentally bend it, that they're going to be able to pull a Black Label 10 or something else out of it, like a really good.
I mean, based on how I played my sire. I played her in like 4 or 5 tournaments.
Right.
And when I pulled her out and finally, I got her. I have her in a custom slab. I don't have her in a Beckett slab. So again, this is just based on what I have seen from other collectors and stuff showing me cards that they were going to ship in for grading and stuff. I'm guessing she would have been a 9.5. And that was with me shuffling her for 5 tournaments.
Right.
I did not see any visible nicks. I did not see any visible dings. Didn't see any chipping. Didn't see any scratches on the surface because I always played her in sleeves anyway. No creases from me shuffling hard. Nothing like that. And so I kind of, I'm thinking out loud again, guys. I'm sorry, but I'm sitting here thinking out loud, going, I wonder if Weiss cards are really durable. And I almost wonder if even being played, these cards aren't going to be destroyed enough to make them under a 9.5. Now, I mean, if you play the deck every local event for a year, yeah, okay, all right, that card's probably toast. But Weiss players don't play the same.
But even then, like to get that 10 when you use it, that just removes another card for the population that could make it a perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it obvious. I would never. I mean, I couldn't find anything visibly wrong with her, but I wouldn't say she's a perfect 10. I'm sure there's something.
Yep, and that's what matters here on these one.
I'm sure the sleeve has a little bit of surface.
Making it playable, usable, that people want to do it helps reduce that SR triple rare SPE population even further down. So.
But if a played card can get a 9.5 and a Weiss slab card averages 9.5, it's not. I guess it's. I mean, maybe mine was a 10 and I took a 10 out of circulation playing her.
Yep.
Who knows? I mean, I don't even think there's that many of that card in the world anyway. So if you do have a perfect 10 one, you're probably sitting on a gold mine.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Flipping.
Honestly, actually, with that card in particular, I don't know of a single one that's in a binder. Everybody I know who had it played them. Because I have one, King has one, and Cohen Chang had 4, and I'm pretty sure he played all of his, and the player in Chicago definitely played his 2 or 3.
Mine are definitely not played. Mine are sitting there in a dark drawer.
Every Yamabuki I know of has been played. So, maybe if somebody has that, you might want to get yours graded because there might, if I'm wrong on this one and Big B and Blake are right, you may have something. You may have the only Black Label 10 to ever show up in the history of that card.
So there you are. And that was my thinking on all of this is like, I see Weiss Schwarz. No matter what happens to it, whether it continues going up, whether it goes down, there is a limit to how far these go down. Because at some point, people are going to play with them. People are just going to hold on to them forever. But there's going to be a day when somebody goes looking for some of these cards. Even Alpha Investments Rudy. If you listen to his earlier ones for Weiss Schwarz after he came out and said he'd buy all this stuff. What did he say? He himself even looked for some of these cards to purchase for his own personal collection because he liked that series. So to me, having the supply we do, even though some of this stuff looks like there's a mountain of them, there's going to be a person out there that didn't buy them at the time. And I mean, Ichika right here, 9. Not to say I know a whole lot of Ichika fans, but there's not a million supply of this.
That card is played in the Ichika movie deck. That's actually a target. If you guys want to jump on a card that's getting play in Japanese, it could be play in English.
You have someone buying 2 already.
Sure that one is
back on May 28th. So
yeah. I'm pretty sure that Ichika is a pretty big, because Ichika waifu has become a big deck in Japan right now. You early out in Ichika, and then it has an effect like pay a stock, rearrange the top cards of your deck, so you can just find climaxes, and it's really annoying. And I'm pretty sure that's the level 1 combo they play, so that card could be seeing a spike. Ichika fans finally get to step up and celebrate their girl competitively.
Right.
Dino's reign is probably over. It's going to be Ichika and Itsuki. You Miku fans, I'm sorry. I have no good news for you.
Nope. But even then, again, it depends on how much you just like her.
But at least, Miku is Miku, and Miku has value because it's Miku.
Yep. And that's where I'm landing on a lot of this. Is just like, if you're in it for a short-term flip, get rid of it. You don't have to think about it. If you're in it for a long term, someone's going to be coming for it one day. I highly believe that. Not everything's going to be good, but not everything needs to be in thousands of dollars, right? You could have bought, going back, not to use you, Audrey, but, right, our Karumi here. Geez, how am I going to find this? I should look up Fujimi. No, it's right here, this one.
Like $10,
there you go.
Card. Yeah.
How cheap this was and how people were coming along, right? Like me. People like me came along and said, oh my god, I love Karumi. Oh my god, look at this card. I'm going to buy it. And that's what ended up happening. You don't need your cards to go off into thousands of dollars for it to be considered a grail. This card right here is beautiful enough, and it was cheap enough during that time. And just proving right here again that there's a wide assortment of different animes that we all can watch. Back then, we were kind of locked into what we were watching based on how available it was. But as time went on, there is a beautiful Old Spice commercial right now. So that's Taco Tuesday is trademarked. There you go, Liv Moss. Anyways, there you go. See, so here's Miku. There's always going to be some market out there for Miku, whether that card is great or not. 10 years from now, maybe that Miku card would be a grail just because people like Miku and get it. It's whatever it's going to be.
I'm still looking at the trends and the flipping of the characters that you see at the end, and I'm still really, really having a hard time with the idea that characters in 2023 will stand the test of time and be like a Asuka Langley and Ray from Eva that just stand the test of time and are forever.
I don't think you're ever going to have that ever again. And I point to WWE for anybody that loves wrestling, right? One of the big things with WWE was the superstar power that some of them have, right? Because you think about back in the day, even if you don't watch wrestling, right? You heard of Andre the Giant. You heard of Hulk Hogan. Some people have heard of Randy Savage doing Slim Jim commercials, right? You have The Rock. If you haven't, you definitely heard of the name The Rock. You had Stone Cold Steve Austin. But right around now, you don't have anybody that really, truly stands out like all those people back then. And the reason...
That's what kind of worries me with Yor. Rem probably caught the cutoff to where Rem's going to stand the test of time. The Quince girls may have too, but I just really wonder about, I think her name's Bochi, who did the rock song, the rock
Vittori.
anime.
Yes.
or or Marin Kitagawa, or a lot of
But
the
my point to all this
more recent
was
ones.
my point to that is it's just it's up to the fans to do it. And I know on a personal level, right? Like when I watch these animes, there are definitely ones that stick with me. I might have only watched one season of it, but they're totally going to stick with me and have for many, many years already.
I mean,
So it,
oh, I guess
so going back is like
with
you only
Blake,
need the 10 to 20 that really want this card because
yeah.
that's really all the supply there is for Weiss Schwarz when it comes to these higher end cards, which
I
are,
mean, I guess if Blake finds somebody 5 years from now who still likes Itsuki, he's gonna make bank.
right now because yeah, well, think
Yeah,
about
that's
that
what I
because
want.
like again, like how did a bunch of these SPs actually sell in the end? There was enough people, hopefully, for the reasons that they liked it for the fandom, bought a bunch of the SPs. You had a bunch of SPs that were lower in price, that there was a nice opportunity, obviously, to buy it and flip it. But ultimately, whose hands did they end up in? They ended up in the hands of people that wanted to play with it or collect it. Like, yeah,
Right.
someone in the interim might have bought it to flip it.
Yeah, and in the end, it's always going to be in a fan's hands, whether
Right.
they're a player or a collector.
Yeah, so I think as long as that keeps going, you're going to have people that look at some animes because there's going to be animes that stand out above all others, right? Like I'm not going to remember uh Isekai generic Isekai number 27, but I definitely am going to remember something like Konosuba or Nagatoro. That's something that's going to stick with me in my brain. So if it ever, let's say Nagatoro actually came out with a set and I wasn't able to afford it, I definitely would just buy it at some point. I haven't opened my all my. I've only opened one of the sneaker bunkos right now, but I need to get the Sayu out from there myself. I could have just bought it, but I want to get it. So I think again, like you don't need to have it where it fluctuates. There's going to be people, obviously, out of that 1.3 million that wanted 02 that are going to remember 02 and buy it as what happened recently, with Darling and the Franks. So it's just, you don't need that to have that many. You just need enough. And I think with how much Weiss Schwarz supply is, you're gonna be okay to have some of these cards if you're looking on a long term kind of basis. It's just I'm not too worried about the different thing. If anything, this amount of variety is just pulling people deeper and deeper into the anime hole, which is what overall is happening. They're getting more and more into it, and what gradually happens is they go backwards and take a look at really because when you watch some of these seasons, like last season or currently this season, depending on who you are, you may not like this current season. So you're going to go backwards and be like, I need to watch an anime because I'm so used to watching anime that I need to find a show that will capture my interest. And then someone may go backwards in time and watch some of these anime. One of these classic animes and be like, you know what, I really love this girl. If they're in Weiss Schwarz, then they may actually look up if this actually came out with a set. So that's my piece on that. That was a lot. It was a long
Yeah,
conversation. So,
no, I mean it was, and we went in different directions than even me and Blake did in the chat.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm just having a few hangups, and I think at the core of it, my fault's that the economy's gonna go into a bad place,
Sorry.
and
The
things are
economy's gonna be terrible.
right, and
Yeah.
I think, there will be a drop off in people buying trading cards, and a lot of the people who have jumped in from the 2020, 2020, 2021, they're going to go out and flush their cards into the market. And I guess that's the basis of a lot of my opinion is coming from that.
But
So, I mean,
again, think about Rudy what he says. It's when someone if that were to happen, let's imagine this. Economy tanks, people have to sell their cards for whatever reason. They don't believe it anymore or they need it for cash. It ends up in stronger people's hands, right? People that will not let go of those cards ever. Like me. Like me, someone like me, potentially someone like a Rudy, some collector person out there that's waiting for the right price. Because I will tell you, right? You know me and how I operate. I wait for a really nice price. And when I find it, I will end up buying whatever it is that I want. So
Mm.
that is how I operate. I'm not jumping at any card this card appears. It has to land in the right price zone for me. And I will tell you, I can wait out more. I can wait out longer than people are willing to wait selling this thing. So I just want the right price for me.
Right.
The economy is definitely
So,
going to tank,
well,
and what part of that
mhm,
is an opportunity, right? Like if you think
mhm.
about the economy tanking, the economy, people don't have enough money to buy stuff. What happens if the economy tanks and a bunch of good sets come out that now people can't afford? There's not going to print to demand happens, and they don't print as much of it. What
Well,
happens if we pull ourselves out of the uh, recession, whatever we're going into? Now you have a situation where there was not enough stuff printed, not enough actual special cards exist out there in the world, and you're going to have a bit of the short print. Not short print, I mean, they printed what they had to, but short supply out there in the world. So it, it's always about looking at the playability and the anime following and what's inside of it, the card art. That's the long term, and I guess you could almost say short term if it gets short printed. But the economy's going down. Let's be real here. It's just, I'm with you there.
I mean, you can never. Nobody's ever right with predicting the future. So
Oh,
a lot of this conversations today's was me and Blake spitballing. Now me and you spitballing. So
yeah. So,
maybe 5 years I get to revisit this and go, I was right. Or you get to do the same to me. Who knows? We might still be live streaming then. I like you. Who knows?
yeah, we could say it. I missed a whole hell of a lot of comments off the right. But yeah, my childhood hero, John Cena, and we got our tribal chief over there. So I see a lot of people talking about decks.
Yeah, Winterheart actually his comment about imagine anyone thinking about Quince in 5 years, LOL. That's almost where I'm coming from. And that's one of that was is and was my big concern in both conversations had on this one. I'd like to think Miku in particular has the staying power, but you know, again, it's the future.
Yeah, no, I mean it depends again on the fan, right? You're gonna have those fans that move on, but what again I'll point you to is bands. You're gonna have those bands where people are in it for the short term and they move on, right? They don't consider that band ever again. But there are people that will continue supporting that band all the way till they die. That's why you have some rockers on stage that, are not in the best of health, still doing concerts because people are still with it. It really just depends on the fan base itself. And again, you don't need the 100% fan base, you need 25% of them to show up at the very end. So, one of the first things I did when I got into Weiss Schwarz was what? I looked at Haruhi cards. Why? Because was Haruhi on or anything? No, it's just because I looked through the list and I saw Haruhi was on there and I'm like, oh my god, I love Haruhi. So I'm going to go back and get that.
Argy's Argy's one of the two reasons I'm playing Weiss, so
Right.
I'm
Right.
not
So,
gonna fault you there.
yep. So yeah, even though 5 years may go by, there's going to be somebody out there that potentially will want that, or someone that got introduced to the anime. Because, like I said, there's some seasons there. Right, Ty Pruitt said there was a few seasons that had no interest to me, but you still want to watch anime, which means you're going to go backwards in time and try to find like a good one to watch to fill the void. And that's where I land at. Like fandom does not have to happen in the moment. Fandom could happen many years later because you were bored and happened to stumble upon it.
Ty Pruitt, I get where you're going there, and you're right. You're right. I definitely still think about Love Live after 10 years. But when's the last you know me in person, you know me in real life, you know when I buy stuff. When's the last time I've bought a piece of Hanukkah merchandise? Which would have been about 10 years ago. And also though, I tend to look at myself as a freak nutcase. And when I'm talking about this as through this discussion, I'm thinking normies that I see on Whatnot grabbing packs for boobs, or so they can say they hit an SP. You know, so I do base a lot of my stuff off of that. That's where I think that I don't think it's gonna be Big B leaving in 5 years. It's not gonna be me. It's not gonna be, Ty Pruitt or David Young. It's gonna be, the Whatnot folks mainly. And I hate to say that because there are a lot of good people in Whatnot, but I think you all get where I'm going.
Yeah, yeah. We'll be here, and again, that's all you really need. I see a healer come out. You recommend stuff like healer.
Don't blame Ty Pruitt for not wanting to watch Healer.
Hmm. Yeah, so that was
Uh,
it. Yeah, there's always an isekai. There's a million isekai. I can't take it, but I think I'm watching 3 of them right now in this season, which is quite a lot of them. So it's
Though I guess now that I'm thinking about it on the Hanukkah point, I have everything that you could possibly want for Hanukkah, so there's nothing left to buy,
yeah.
especially when she's not number one girl anymore.
And we
But
all do that. And that's my point. Like my Sakura Jima, there's nothing wrong with saying that's someone's grail. But to say it's a one that exists for the entire Weiss Schwarz has always bothered me a little because I'm not going out of my way to get my Sakura Jima. I'm not going out of my way to get Amelia. I'm not going out of my way to get Rem. I'm not doing
that's
that.
David Young's already bought all the Amelias off the market anyway. They're all gone.
Don't
He
worry.
has
I don't want her. You can have her. Like I don't want her.
that's right.
I
Type
just
I
don't
get
want
for your
it.
belly. We definitely buy all the new groups. I mean, I'm sitting here by 4 Love Live Superstar Nezoberies within 3 feet of me. But since we're talking about slabs and particular cards, I'm not good. Well, then again, I lied. I did just crack packs to hit a Hanukkah sign, and I ended up hitting it. Okay, well,
Oh,
I just
there
shot
you
my
go.
own self in the foot. Hey, yeah, a seller on Whatnot had a box of Love Live DX for $60. The one that had the signs in every pack, and I'm like, let's rip it, and let's see who I get for my SP. And it turned out it was Hanukkah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a coincidence. She's in my binder now, so I do have one Hanukkah SP still, but
Nice.
I haven't bought a figure or a slab or anything like that in years. But
Yeah.
I don't think in this conversation that buying the new stuff, the new girls from Love Live counts because we're looking at the resale value of a specific slab or graded card or SP or whatever, 5 years down the road.
Right. I
And the
mean,
new girls don't count because I have to reset the 5 years from now.
all right.
Ugh. A
So,
King Zeta, my answer to that is too soon because I got to buy it.
yep. There you go.
Ah,
August.
gotta buy Iris. Yeah, see, I'm buying all Iris stuff now. Ah,
Yep. And if you're at Anime Expo, you can get it early. And then if they don't card you or you wash your hand, you can just buy more than the limit of 4. You just keep showing back up and they won't remember you. Or just bring a
cheating
lot
for
of
the
friends.
win! Cheating for the win!
Yeah.
Ah,
So that's it. I just yeah, I do see value in a bunch of SPs. Again, it needs to be the right. It needs to be well, not even SPs, SRs, triple rares. We've talked about how SRs are rare. I mean, just look at that Yuka, right?
mhm.
You could say this Yuka was very terrible to buy, but there's somebody out there that wants it, and there's a reason why this thing is sold out.
Oh, that Yuka's gonna do fine and dandy for that art.
Yes, here you go.
I do want to throw it out there. There are RRs worth more, so don't forget your RRs.
Yep. But how many of these actually exist?
Um, that's a good question because then we'd have to know the print run numbers. Because I'd say, based on how my case went for D4DJ, you get about half the SRs and half the RRs per case.
Yep. But if there's someone out there that's buying a bunch of them,
Mm-hmm. Oh, there are.
yeah, then
And I
there's
mean,
only going to be so many
that
that
link
really
blue,
exist out there
that
free in the
link
world.
blue, and the gray outfit that's like 320 yen on the far right side.
Oh, huh. Wait, which one? Sorry, I
Um,
lost myself now.
she's
Didn't
yellow, so scroll up.
didn't put me back where I started.
Far left sent her
This one,
yeah, that one. Yeah. I mean, if you that's an interesting discussion because I know for a fact I have 5 in my binder and more coming.
right?
So, because I accidentally overbought.
Wow. Okay.
But
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I guess if with an SR, that actually brings up a whole new can of worms of how rare is an SR because
Well,
people
yeah. I mean, look how
have
many there were in this set.
uh-huh. Oh, and Quince is the same way.
Yep.
And
Yep.
Dragon Mage. Yep.
Yep.
Quince,
See,
though, I think out of the 3 sets we just mentioned, Quince is the one that matters more. How many Booby Nino of counters are there, and how many Booby events Itsuki events are there in the world?
yep.
Which adds a whole new layer to the discussion about what's the SR worth that Blake slabbed.
So there you go. I think that hopefully, I don't know if that helped it. It made it a little bit murky or whatnot, but
Yeah.
that's my thought on it. And take that for what you will. Zach can read that and figure that all out on his own. But there we are. Oh, that's everything for me. I need to sleep now, so I
We're getting
appreciate all
old.
of you.
No.
You have anything left here, Audrey, before I shut this sucker down?
You let me have my town crier soapbox to stand on and my little
Okay.
bully pulpit.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Oh,
Well, then this is where we wrap it up. I will end it for tonight. If you, again, ever need anything from me, you got email, you got Twitter. That's my anime list. And that's my TCG player link, which we will be doing a giveaway this month. So look forward to that one. But as always, though, have fun, be happy, don't spend anything outside your budget. You can say bye, Audrey.
see
Sorry.
you later. Bye.
Cool. Bye. See y'all.